Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, I have a very special guest with me today. She is a nail artist. Please welcome Sam. Hello, Sam, and welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. How have you been?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I've been good. The weather is, kind of up and down a little bit, but we heading towards official spring, summer weather, or more so summer weather. But things are good. So I definitely want to go ahead and really, get started by asking where are you originally from and tell us a little about your upbringing.
I'm originally from East Atlanta, and now I am in the suburbs of Georgia. So I'm just chilling out on the countryside. Um, Before nails, I'm a huge sports person, so I did a lot of sports growing up. High school, was gonna go to college for sports, but ended up not because injuries and stuff like that. But I've always been interested in art, so at some point the creativity was there. I just didn't know how to channel it into nails.
Right, right. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, what are like your earliest memories concerning like beauty, like in general, or even if it's with nail art?
Yeah, so some of my earliest memories, I'm a huge tomboy, so I don't know how the nail world got introduced to me. Like I guess my
Mhm.
mom had a bunch of nail polish laying around, and one day she was like, "Could you paint a Christmas tree on my nails for Christmas?" I was like, "I could try." So I got like so like I don't know why, but I like got a toothpick and a bobby pin, and I was like trying to draw a Christmas tree and little lights and stuff. So that's like my earliest memories with nail art. But other than that, I always doodled, always drew like little figurines and stuff. So it was always there. I just didn't, really know about nails until the nail industry kind of hit you in the face. You're like, oh wow, I never knew this was here.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely, exactly. And I definitely want to go ahead and really ask, like, did you, go to college to study art? Did you take any art classes, or are you mostly self-taught?
Mostly self-taught. I didn't go to college for art at all. I went to college for film and journalism.
Mm.
So I got my got my bachelor's in film and journalism. So that was fun. So like I always like did art in at some capacity in the background. So it was always there.
Wow, that's very interesting. What got you interested in like film?
I love movies. Like I'm a huge movie lover. I'll watch stuff like a million times over. I love like my favorite films. Like my mom always had us watching all different types of movies and stuff. So like I don't know. I just always watch films, and now like I keep the tradition going with like my nieces and nephews. We go to the movies like once a week now. So it's like, yeah, it's my favorite thing to do
Yeah,
besides
that's really,
nails.
really cool. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Like, if you had a top three of like favorite movies, what would they be and why?
My top three. One would be Imitation of Life. I love that movie. It like teaches you a lot of things about perspective and how people perceive you, and
Mhm.
staying true to yourself and not, trying to settle and well not become a sellout, but try to find an easier way out of things. I wouldn't call her a sellout, but I would just say, like try to stay true to you no matter what circumstances are. My next favorite movie, I'd probably say Happy Gilmore. It's so
Mhm.
wild. It's not even like drama. It's like super comedy, but I love that movie because like it brings me a lot of memories with my parents because we watched that a lot as a kid with my siblings. We like memorized every word of it, all the jokes. Some of them were very inappropriate for a child, but it was cool. I love that movie. And third, I'm not sure. Let's see. My third favorite movie. Hmm. My third. Probably Parent Trap because I always watched that with my grandma. And so she loved Lindsay Lohan, Dennis Quaid, the mom. Like she was always watching that. So I love that movie. It's like gives you really good feel good memories. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, like I seen like on your Instagram where you had Sam nailed it at first, but you changed the
Yeah.
stage reserve. So what was that change? Like what's that decision
Oh
behind
yeah, yeah. So the name change. I felt like I've had Sam nailed it since like 2011. So way back. It's almost like 10
that? Wow.
years. So it's been a minute. So I felt like I needed to change, and because like we all grow, and we evolve into different things, and I felt like that name was just like such a start for me. And I feel
Right.
like I've grown since then. So I was like, maybe I can change it to Sage Reserve, because I had it in the back of my head for like 2 years. So
Hmm.
I made another account on Instagram with the name for like 2 years ago, and I just had it back there just in case I wanted to change it. And one day I was like, you know what? Let's change it.
Mm.
Yep. So like, and also like, I changed it because it's like more than just nail art to me. Like it's a name that can represent anything. Like what Sam nailed it, I felt like it kind of I was only in one channel. Like I
Hmm.
could only be with Sam nailed it because like nails and stuff. But with Sage Reserve, I feel like I can like represent a lot of different things with that type of name.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Now,
Thank
what
you.
has been your experiences being like your own, like, like nail boss, like, especially doing other clients and doing your own nail art, like with your
Yeah.
own freedom?
Okay, one thing I really like about it is the freedom. You can make your own schedule. Um, Essentially, in the beginning, you can't really pick your clients, but eventually, if you stick to it and consistently, you can eventually pick your own clients and people you want to work with, because a lot of people aren't easy to work with, and that's just how it is, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
let's see, what was the other part? Let's see. Um, Oh, one downside that I don't like glorify and like about being your own no boss. It's hard. It's really really hard. Like you have to get supplies, make sure you stay on top of social media. Um, that you're using all the channels that are in the times today. Like everyone's doing social media marketing, all of that good stuff. So it's like it's hard. It's hard to balance everything to keep everything afloat. So that's
Hmm.
like one thing that I'm just like, ooh, that one still gets me, because I mean, like I'm kind of ghost
Right.
on Instagram right now, because it gets a little hard, like trying to post every day or so, or multiple times a week. It's kind of hard to do that, but like it's very essential. I mean, it's essential to do that to keep your business afloat.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It can be a lot just doing everything on your own, because you have to wear a whole bunch of hats, you know what I mean?
Yes,
So, and
yes.
sometimes you can burn out because you taking on like too much, you know what I mean? So sometimes I think that's why, with my podcast episode, I talk about the importance of mental health, because I think mental health is very important to kind of take a
Absolutely.
step back, slow down, and just take things one at a time as best you can, even though
Yeah.
that's not necessarily the case. You have to wear multiple hats anyway. So yeah.
Yes. Mental health is very very important, especially in like this type of industry where everyone's always looking, and can judge you off of like a 60 or 30-second video. Like it may not be your best work, but it's very hard with the mental health, because like you could just post something and they're just people can like really crap on you like online,
Right.
social media,
Mhm.
especially in this type of industry. You see it every day on Instagram and TikTok. You could post something that you think is like your best work ever, and people would just flood the comments like this isn't even that good, or this is ugly, or I've seen
Mhm.
someone else do it better. So it's very hard to stay grounded and like not let the social media, get to you.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, and that can lead to comparison as well. Like, you don't
Yes.
want to compare yourself to other people, you know what I mean? Because like people's experiences and years of doing nails is much different from yours. So,
Yeah.
it can be easy to do that as well.
Yeah. The comparison. Oof. I think like when I first started out, comparison was like huge. It wasn't a lot of nail artists that were like, drawing, as you see today, like a bunch of characters and portraits and stuff. So like I think when
Mhm.
I started, it was maybe like 6 or 7 artists that were like, dibbing and dabbing into character art. And it's like,
Mhm.
oh wow, they're progressing really, really good. In the back of my mind, I'm not even paying attention to how far I've come. So it's like really hard to like remind yourself this is not where you started. You're still getting better every day.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, I definitely want to get into this question, like how I ask every nail artist I've interviewed. If you had a
Mhm.
top 5 list of your favorite nail artists, who would they be and why?
Oh, top 5. Okay. No particular order. Okay.
No
Trinity
particular order.
Image Nails. So she's like she went to beauty school with me. I love her, Desiree. Her work is incredible. It's super clean, clean cut. She really takes her time to make sure that you're satisfied and the quality is there. So like I really, really love her for that. She goes out of her way making sure the client is like, are you satisfied? Are you sure? You're not gonna leave here unless this is exactly what you want, you know? And she always
Right.
goes the extra mile for the quality.
Mhm.
So next I would probably say Vivian Sue,
Yeah,
Sweet
Viv Shoe.
Australian. Yeah, she's incredible. I love her art style. She doesn't just stay in one medium.
Mhm.
So like she can use like glow, magnetic powder, disappearing stuff. Like it's amazing. I'm just still in awe every day when I see her work. Let's see. I actually like looked up a few people. I'd say Tao, TXT Fawn on Instagram.
Mhm.
Her anime work, incredible. I'm like really into anime, so like I love her artwork. It's super clean cut. The shading, immaculate. I'd probably say next. I would say what is that 3?
Yes, 3 people.
Okay, so I'd probably say Tracy Nails on Instagram.
Mhm.
He's like the CEO of Colorland Gel. I love her artwork because back in the day on YouTube, she was like one of the only ones that were like doing super clean cut lines,
Mhm.
line work and stuff like that, triangles and stuff. But now she's like created her own brand, so that's amazing. And hmm, lastly, I'd probably say Asabri. I'm not really sure how to say her name, but it's like
Yeah.
ASABREE.
Yeah, I know
Her
who you're
work
talking
is
about.
so good. It's like it's a mixture of a bunch of different things. She's got
Mhm.
like blobs, line work, airbrushing, chrome powders. So I really like her work too.
Yeah, yeah. TXT Fawn and Asabi, they're very good at what they do. I'm surprised you didn't say like Nails by Dev, Ball Pit, and
Oh
Tim. I mean, that's
yeah.
like some of the common people they would say.
Yeah. I wanted to like, get a little shine to some people that people wouldn't really know about as well too.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like everyone knows about Dev, Ball Pit, and Tim. They're amazing. Their mediums are awesome too, so they don't just stay in one little jar. So
Mhm.
they're amazing too. I mean, you seen the work. They do like portraits, characters, all different types of things. And now 3D work. So that's amazing too. Oops, sorry about that ding
This
noise.
is cool. Yeah, yeah. Like there's a lot of talented nail artists out there. It can be hard to really choose.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's so hard. I was like trying to narrow down when I saw the question. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope no one thinks offense.
Yeah, that's really cool. I definitely want to switch gears and talk about your nail art. So in regards to your nail art, like where do you draw inspiration from?
I draw a lot of inspiration from anime and Studio Ghibli. So I don't know if
Mhm.
you've seen those movies before. They teach you a lot of life lessons and how to take joy into nature. So I
Mhm.
really like Studio Ghibli films, anime. Some of my favorites are Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist. Like I know a lot of people think they're just cartoons, but they teach you a lot of good stuff in there. Like they're
Mhm.
just really good. So that's like where I take majority of my art inspiration from. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really cool. But I definitely want to, highlight more of your work because what I like about your work is very clean, it's very crisp, especially when you do anime. I love the
Thank
anime
you.
analysis that you do, and
Oh,
the different like, character art that you do. So I
yeah.
definitely want to get into in regards to
Thank you. Thank
just
you.
yeah, you're absolutely welcome. I definitely want to get into in regards to crystalline work because I think that's very
Hmm.
important. So what would be some pieces of advice for someone who is trying to achieve like clean, crisp line work when it comes down to character art, whether it's anime
Hmm.
or just other cartoon characters and things like that?
Okay, for one great tip I can give with crisp line work is getting a long brush. If you have to like outline like a character's face and you have a long line to do, use a long brush for that. I wouldn't recommend a short brush because you have to go. You wanna try to get it in one go because that
Right.
way you're
Mhm.
continuous. You don't have to stop. But if you're outlining some eyes, you could also use a short brush for that. I've been like switching up my style recently using a shorter brush. I actually brought it over here. So like it's really short. I'm not even sure if you can see this. Let me see.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
it's
not
really
sure if you
yeah.
can see that. But
Yeah, I can
it's
see it.
really short. I've been recently liking this. This is actually TXT Fawn's brush. So I mean,
Mm.
I I like it. Also, another tip is finding a really good liner gel. So my first choice would probably be Vetro Boss Black.
Mhm.
Super pigmented. You only have to use a little bit, and you don't have to keep going over it. Another good choice is Nails by Dev Baddest Black Liner. It's very affordable too. So if you're starting out, I definitely recommend her brand as well. Um, I would probably say try to work on some drills, like making line drills, like
Mhm.
practicing lines. Also your pressure, your hand pressure.
Right.
So like when you're pressing down, if you want to do super thin, you want to have really light pressure. But if you want
Mm.
some thick lines, by all means press down. I also like hold my breath, but everyone's like, don't hold your breath because you're gonna start shaking, and I just can't ever try not to hold my breath, but it's always there.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice in
Yeah.
regards to, achieving, like, line work, you gotta
Hmm.
be very you gotta have a real steady hand,
Man.
and that's a, practice that, that's
Yeah.
a skill in itself within nail artistry. I definitely wanna
Absolutely.
get into just in regards to, like, what are, like, some of, like, your favorite nail brushes besides the TX
Oh
Fine?
yeah. I really like Nails by Dev 9 millimeter. It's super thin. I lost my cap to it. I was gonna bring it, but I know I was gonna lose it. But it's super thin and it's really long too. So she has like three liner brushes you can use. She has a hella cute liner brush. That's super
Mhm,
thin too. It's a little bit longer than the 5 millimeter,
mhm,
the 7 millimeter brush. So it's a little bit longer. And she also has like a super long liner. So I mean,
mm,
a lot of people that do the
mhm,
swirl designs, that one is really good. There's another brush I like, a Gihad number 5.
mhm,
So that one you can get off Presto. I mean, Nail Labo
mhm.
or that website. It's on there. So I really like it. What other brush have I been using in rotation? I think those are like the only three I've been using recently. Is TXT
Mhm,
Fine, Nails by Dev, 7 millimeter brush, and then the Giha.
mhm. Yeah, I definitely wanna get into in regards to nail education. So, nail education, has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So,
Mm-hmm.
with your concern that you did, speak about, mentioning that you went to beauty school with somebody, like,
Oh
what was
yeah.
your experience being in beauty school? But also, what is your perspective on the growth of nail education?
I feel the growth of nail education is very important because, as we all know, the trends are always changing. It's never just one little thing. Since I went to school back in 2017, we weren't even doing half this stuff back then. So I definitely the nail education. You got to stay on it so you can stay in the times, and also so
Mhm.
you can keep evolving your skills as well. So I mean,
Right,
yeah, I think that's very important. And also the nail care education and trends are also always changing too.
right.
Like
Mhm,
now the thing now is Russian manicures or what's
mhm,
the natural looking nail extensions,
mhm,
like with the acrylic powder and stuff. So I think that's
mhm,
cool. I mean, I like Russian manicures. I think they look really clean, but also
mhm,
you gotta take the education very seriously because it could be kind of dangerous, you know?
mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And you do wanna take it seriously also too because, that helps
Absolutely.
expand what you know, and also, you can help other clients, and take care of,
Yeah.
their nails and things like that. And I
Mhm.
took a nail course, focusing on, like, nail prep, and,
Mhm.
that helped me a lot because that helped me understand how to prep the nails and, because what I was taught in beauty school, you prep it by soaking the nails in soap and water.
Absolutely, right?
You didn't learn dry manicures
Yeah.
before or acrylic. So,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I took, the one of the nail classes because it's like, oh, you do it dry because that easily helps the nail
Yeah.
enhancement or like a nail exit that you're applying adhere to the nail and it lasts longer.
Right, right. So, like you said, I never learned anything about a dry. Well, we kind of like touched on it a little bit, and
Mm,
they only really mentioned it about like gel manicures. Like you want to do a dry manicure. That's only every time they mentioned it. But like I use dry manicure 100% in all the services I ever do. So I mean,
mhm.
it's very essential. And back to the nail school question. Um, I thought nail school was cool. I mean, I really just went there and learned about the bookwork, book diseases and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the actual like real health stuff you
Right.
need to be knowing. So I mean,
Right.
I feel like that was cool. The theory part was cool. I learned about a lot of stuff I never knew about. I never knew we could have all these types of, diseases and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I learned how to do my first ever acrylic nail was at school. I mean,
Mhm.
we had to do like 200 in order to graduate. It
Oh
was a lot.
Lord.
Yeah, we had to do like 300
Wow.
pedicures, 200 acrylic nails. It was insane. So I mean, by that point, I was just like, oh, I never want to see acrylic nails again. But then, like, I saw everyone like the work people were posting. I was like, oh wow, these are so clean. These are so nice. So
Right.
eventually, I was just like, ooh, these are. I like those.
Yeah, yeah. The thing for me with like when I went to do a cosmetology course, I'm a licensed cosmetologist.
Oh, awesome!
So like me personally, I went to high school that offered cosmetology,
That's
the
so
cosmetology
cool.
program like from my
Yeah.
sophomore to my senior year. So we've learned everything like hair, skin, nails, and but with
Oh,
nails, it was like a small sector.
yeah.
So, we did do like manicures, pedicures, and
Mhm.
we did like a little bit of sculpting of an acrylic nail. We did like mini projects like doing like a custom hairstyle or like
Yeah.
a set of 5 fantasy nails and things like that. But the thing
Right.
is with State Board, when I took the practical, it was only 1 acrylic nail you had to do, and that was it.
Oh, wow. Oh.
It
Hmm.
was mostly hair stuff for the
Yeah.
practical, but
Uh-huh.
it was just in terms of nails, you just do 1 acrylic nail, and that's it.
Oh, that's awesome. We had to do a whole hand. So I mean, ooh. And then like we got the slow setting acrylic. So like it's like for one, you're on a crunch time. Two, the instructors like the testers are walking around making sure
Mhm.
like, and it's like you got to hurry up and get that on the nail so it can have time to dry so you can actually file it and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff. So I mean it was a thrill. I mean it was a challenge as well because it's like you got used to the good products, you got used to the good monomer and the acrylic powder,
Right.
and then you go to the state board and it's just like this is what you can use and this is how much
Right.
you can use. And it's like, oh
Ooh.
my gosh.
Was
That
your
was
acrylic,
something.
like, odorless when you went to beauty school?
Oh,
Was it
absolutely. It
odorless?
was odorless and it was
Yeah,
like
mine too.
C&D or something, I think.
Yeah,
It
I don't
was
know what brand we had, but I know it was odorless. No, it was OPI. It was OPI.
oh yeah. Yeah, we used some of that too. Like in like class, we had to like prepare. So we for 1 week we had to use odorless acrylic and slow setting. So it was like, oh come on. I just
Like,
couldn't
yo.
wait for that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I definitely wanna get into, nail products. So what's, like, some of, like, your favorite nail products for, like, nail art and nail services?
Oh man. Nail services. I really, really like the Light Elegance
Mhm.
cuticle diamond bits. Man, people sleep on their bits. I never really see people talking about their cuticle bits and stuff, but I really,
Mhm.
really like their bits. I like I think it's like cutie patootie. One's called the cutie patootie. It gets like right up in there, really, really good. I love
Mhm.
their, their diamond dry manicure bits. I like the Zillaboo. What is the brand? The shiny pushers, the cuticle pushers. I
Mhm.
feel like I mean everyone could say pushers are all the same, but like I feel like those can like really get into the nooks and crannies without damaging your nail plate and stuff.
Right.
Um I also like their cuticle nippers too. They're
Mhm.
really, really slim at the tip, so they're not as thick as like your usual. Let's see. What else do I like? I like the Erica's e-file. That
Mhm.
was cool because I like the digital display on there.
Mhm.
Also, the cute Koopa one is amazing as well.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I love Vetro gel.
Mhm.
I love their gel polish. So they have the pods, like you saw this pod,
Yeah, the
but they
pods,
also
yeah.
have black line gel too. So that's just the bottle form of the pods.
Mhm.
So it's like a little bit more convenient if you have to like, hurry up and get stuff out. You don't have to take a spatula and dip in there. So
Mhm.
I like those two. I like the Nails by Dev liner gels. They're super super pigmented and also affordable as well too. Um
Mhm.
and I think that's about it. Oh, and TXT Fonz brush. I've been using that. I've been working on nail art. I just haven't been posting it. I've been
Mhm.
using that daily, so I really, really like it. And I think that's about it. I've been really like learning Japanese and Korean art recently. So I went to Zillabu
Mm.
headquarters and I took a course. So
Mm.
that's what I've been like learning recently because I never did this before. So I mean, I
Mm.
was like, why not? This is different from my medium, but
Mm. Yeah, how was the course? Like, how long was it? Like, what was the course like?
Oh, okay. So it was like it was a 2-day course. We went
Mhm.
over cuticle care, how they prep cuticles over there. Because in Korea it's fast. You gotta get them in and out. So we learned how to do simple nail art that you could use bottle like the bottle gel polish with.
Mhm.
So that was cool. Um, let's see. We learned a lot of 3D type stuff. So
Mhm.
the 3D trend, they do a lot of 3D work over there. Mermaid type nails with like the nail film and stuff with glitters. It was really cool. I never really do that type of stuff, so I was interested. A lot of people were like, "Why are you even here? Have you seen your Instagram?" I was like, "I never done this type of art before, so I kind of wanted to learn."
Right.
It was cool. It was a really nice experience. And then like of course the headquarters, they you can walk in
Mhm.
there and shop. That was a
Right.
whole setup. I was like, I'm about to come in here and spend all my money. So that was cool. Like you have one room with the class, the next room you go in there and just shop. So it was a
Mhm.
really cool experience. I recommend everyone to go there and browse and take a course. So it was
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with like, like Korea and like Japan, like that's why
Yeah.
I geared towards like their work, when I first got
Uh-huh.
into nails because just the art is so different, like the kawaii cute characters and
Yes. Yes.
I was recently getting some Korean based products and their
Yeah.
packaging is immaculate. I just
It's
love like
just top tier.
yeah, I just love the illustrative characters that they have on the
Yeah.
packaging. And I like how with the Korean brands and, a little bit of, I'm not sure about the Japanese brands, but the Korean brands, they do like a mascot. So
Yeah.
like, you look at beauty brands like Tony Moly or like some of
Mhm.
the nail brands like Ho Ho Lee,
Yeah.
they have like little characters like a duck or like,
I love that. It's so cute.
yeah, some other character as a mascot for the
Yeah.
product. So that's really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, like Tiny Korea, they have like a little bunny rabbit or the little shooting star thing because their bottles are shaped like their star at the
Yeah,
top.
like a cat, yeah,
I'm
or
like,
like
who
a
would
cat
have thought
character.
to do this? It's so cool. It's so different. So I mean, I'm always a fan of their stuff because it's like no one else is doing stuff like this. It's different.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the tiny gel packaging, with
Yeah.
the characters. I like it was like this ice cream nail set from Tiny Gel, the gel
Yes.
colors. And it's
Yeah.
with the cat
Mhm.
or something like that. I forgot what it's called. But I just like how they have like, there again, the main characters that they
Yeah.
illustrate as a mascot.
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really, really cool. I definitely want to get into just in regard to I seen a video with you using dual nail forms, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much been the trend as well in the nail industry. People are using
Mhm.
dual nail forms to create like edge nails or like
Yeah.
almond shaped nails and things like that. So for someone who is struggling with sculpting, nails, would you recommend people
Well,
using a dual nail form? Like
absolutely.
and
I'm all about working smarter and not harder, If it can make if it can make you get something done quicker, or it can minimize your time, or take the anxiety off of you not knowing how to do that 100%. Absolutely, I recommend that. Because I'm not
mhm.
as good at sculpting as like per se other people, so I mean, definitely recommend that.
Mm. 'Cause I
It's
know
just
there's,
like,
like, some people that use, like, regular nail forms and just naturally sculpt
oof,
it instead of using the
it's
dual.
so clean. I'd be like, hats to you, because that's a whole nother thing I gotta zone in and focus on, and really take the time to learn. Like, it's some people think it's just so easy to sculpt a nail. Man,
It's
when I
not.
tell you, I booked like my first client. I was like, I'm gonna sculpt her acrylic nails on there. That took me like 3 hours. I was like, what in the world was I thinking? But I mean, they looked really good afterwards. But it's like, it's so much work you got to put in to actually like master it and to make
Mm,
it look good. So I mean, absolutely, I could recommend dual forms if
mhm,
that's gonna help.
mhm. What would be some tips in regards to using, like, dual nail forms in your perspective?
Um, Tips. Minimize the product that you use, because I mean some could spill out and overflow. I also recommend those, those silicone spatulas.
Mhm,
uh because I don't know if people do this, but I kind of like sometimes use it to clean up around the edges and scoop the product off the
mhm.
walls, like the side walls and stuff.
Yeah, the side
I
walls,
love
yeah.
that. A really good gel cleanser, like Nail Labo has one. They have a
Mhm,
huge 32-ounce bottle for like $12. Love the smell. It smells really, really good. I just keep that in a little dapping dish on the side so I can like mold the product and make sure I'm keeping it off the skin.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, definitely. Now, with being a nail artist, have you ever experienced dealing with a difficult client?
Oh, absolutely. Oh man. And like I try to like joke around all the time. I'm trying to tell jokes and stuff. Trying to But it's like sometimes it doesn't work. So it's like I'm trying to zone in and make sure I can get the client happy and make sure I can send her on her way. Then after have my meltdown. So it's like I just try to like stay focused and make sure I'm not like forgetting the steps. And they're
Mhm,
being a little nitpicky, but I mean I can't blame them for that, because they're spending their hard earned money on it. So it's just like, okay, Sam,
mhm,
let's just listen to their concerns. But if they're just going like every 2 seconds, like, oh, I don't, or this like that, it's just like, all right,
mhm,
let's refocus and let's hurry up and get this person on their way. Because I mean, not all money's good money. I know everyone hears that, but I absolutely agree with it. Like, if you have someone that's, uh, let's see, extra nitpicky, or
yeah, yeah.
just trying to find something that they don't like so they can get something cheaper,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely get them out, send them on their way. You don't gotta see them anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, you don't have to take everybody, because there
Yeah,
are some people that will try to complain, and, moan about a certain thing just to get some free service,
absolutely,
and I've dealt with that
absolutely.
personally when I was working in a spa, my last year in college and, things
Yeah,
like that, so, yeah, so here and there, you'll run into that.
absolutely. And that goes back to what I said in the beginning. Not all money is good money, and it's very
Mhm,
important that you can pick your own clients, because you won't have to deal with that. You're gonna know the type of person you're gonna get. You're gonna know the type
Mhm.
of art they like. You're gonna know what they like, what they don't like. You're actually gonna build that relationship with them, and you're gonna
Mhm.
know them like the back of your hand. So I mean,
Exactly.
that's the joy of building those types of relationships with the clients. So I mean, I think it's worth it to try to get the people that you like. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I could totally agree with that. Now, what are some things that you love about the nail industry, and what are some things you think could be improved?
Some things I love about the nail industry, I love that it's always evolving. It's never just one little, like back then when everyone used to use like the nail vinyl stickers and stuff.
Right.
That was cool back then. I love that it's always evolving and now people are, heavily doing hand painted art. So I love that.
Mhm.
Um I love that the trends from other countries are migrating over and we adapted to US type of standards. Like,
Right.
I love that. As opposed to something that could be better, I want to say more community,
Mhm.
like genuineness, community, everyone wanting everyone to win. It's not always a
Mhm.
competition.
Mhm.
Everyone, I feel like I'm not gonna speak on everyone, but like I feel like a lot of people see things and they're just like they're in a secret competition. I feel like
Mhm.
that's not the case, but it's like I feel like we need more genuine community around us, and
Mhm.
that people can more established people in the community can help the ones that are coming in.
Mhm.
Because like back then, there wasn't a lot of people I could talk to about nail art, like
Yeah.
character art and stuff. It was like maybe two or three, but like now there's a bunch, and I feel like some
Mhm.
people they could benefit if the older people that were already in there could like come out and be like, oh yeah, what's this is the type of stuff that I use, this may help
Mhm.
you, or be open to helping someone.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a plethora of like there again, like how we said in the beginning, there's a plethora of nail education,
Yeah,
and also too, there's like a plethora of nail competitions out now that you can do.
yeah,
So many different like nail categories you can compete in and things like
yeah,
that. You got NTNA, you have World Star Nail Arts that's hosted by I think Scratch Magazine. I probably got the
yeah.
title wrong a little bit, but there's no competitions that are out as well. I do wish in terms of the nail industry that especially with celebrities that nail techs are credited more.
Oh, absolutely,
Mm.
100%. I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, and also too, like black nail arts are highlighted more. You know,
Yeah, we're very rare in that type of space. I want to say, like with celebrity nail art and stuff, we're very rare. It's like very few. Like even now, I only ever recognize like two or three people that look like us or brown people that are in those spaces. So absolutely, I do agree with you on that one as well. To highlight nail artists more, like when they're doing shoots, working on set, all that. I
mhm,
I agree 100%. A lot of celebrities don't really. I mean, I'm not gonna. I can't say that. Okay. Well, based on what I see, it's like an afterthought.
right.
Until the nail artist, like, oh, I did those nails, and they're like, oh, let me tag you after. Like sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just wish they would, it would be a priority. But now it's been getting better though.
right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 most definitely. Now, what are some things that you find very rewarding with being a nail artist?
Um, some rewarding things. I feel like it's not your usual type of art. So I mean, I feel like a reward from nail art is people are like, oh, you do nails. I'm like, yeah, I do nails.
Like hell
Like,
yeah,
we have an image of nail art, and then what we do is not that type of image. So I think it's really cool when someone stops me and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I show them like the type of stuff we do, and
right.
they're just like, what? I never knew this was possible. I'm like, yeah, it's different. It's evolved a lot, and I feel like it's very rewarding to,
Hmm.
expose someone to the nail art that we do, and they're just like
Hmm.
shook.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Now, how have you been able to balance like being a nail artist and mental health? 'Cause. 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 '
because like I said before, the social media, it's a lot. You gotta post, you gotta market your stuff, and then you gotta deal with people. You gotta deal with people's
Right.
comments, and sure you can let them have it or block them and stuff like that. But it's like it's never ending. Like people are always gonna be commenting,
Yeah.
conversing back and forth
Hmm.
with other people about you. It may be in a good way or a bad way, but it's like
Right.
it's always going to be there. So you got to find that space that you can take off for your own self, for your own mental health, and so that you're
Hmm.
not just always on 100. Like, oh,
Yeah.
these,
Yeah.
social media is just kicking my butt.
Right. Right.
You got to take that time off to make sure that you're not getting burnt out,
Hmm.
that you're not getting overworked, that you're not, letting the comments and the people get to you, and as well as like, self comparison.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Last but not least, where can people find you on social media, and how can people support you and your work?
Oh, cool. You can find my socials at Sage Reserve on like all platforms at Sage Reserve. Except for Twitter, I don't have a Twitter. So I mean, I just recently changed my name, so I've changed everything over. I got some links on my Instagram if you guys want to find some of the products that I use. I linked like Nails by Dev stuff, TXT font stuff, um, Vetro. I've linked their website on there. People always ask me where to get that. So I'm
Mhm.
just, on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at Sage Reserve. Mhm.
All right, cool, cool. Well, thank you so much, Sam, for jumping onto the show. Your work is absolutely great.
You're
I
welcome.
love what you're doing. I love the anime nail art that you do. I think you did like some like Super Bowl nail art you did for the Super Bowl, so that was really, really
Oh,
cool.
oh man, those were kicking my butt. I don't do a lot of type of realism type stuff, so that's like one of my things to work on is like portraiture and stuff like that. I tried, Thank
Yeah, yeah, it came out good. It was
you,
good,
thank you.
But keep up the amazing work, and I really enjoyed this
Well,
conversation. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate the time you trying to get to know me or, trying to get my opinion on things. I really, really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Bye bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Be sure to check out my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye bye.